We are recording. Awesome. And are we showing a green screen? Are we showing a, yes, let's show it. Let's show it. Let's show it.
Absolutely.
What do we have today? We have Monday morning virtual hotspot with the FEA GEA accredited counselors, brought to you by the insurance couple. We are so excited today. We have newly licensed, newly contracted Jacqueline Smith in Massachusetts. She's moving and shaking. She hired her son. He's going into pre-licensing. As a matter of fact, Jacqueline, he called me this weekend. He texted me and he was like, I'm setting up my course and I needed to put in here, you know, what name I need to put in here. So I text him. He's really good. He knows how to use that text, and when he has a question, he go ahead and initiate it already. He's doing everything right. So we are super excited. Today is what is it? April 10th, 2017, Monday morning. We went out and had our Monday morning run. Yeah, that's yours.
That's mine. Listen,
these are my little
thank God for Dr. CeCe, because she tries to keep me healthy. And we went out and ran this morning, so we got our jogging uniforms on this morning and trying to stay fit, because the older you get, certain things break down.
You got that right.
So we want to make sure that we're doing all the right stuff, including running a serious insurance empire. That's for sure. So we're going to work out this morning and make sure everything is doing what it needs to do, because each lift does something. It's kind of like an umbrella effect. When you get an umbrella and it's raining, the umbrella protects you from the drops of rain. These dumbbells, this walking, protect us in our body. It gets us more healthy. That's why we're going to talk a little bit about the purpose of prospecting today and talk a lot about that. I'm fired up, ready to go. I'm standing on tiptoe anticipation. I just know some great things is going to come out of this. We are going to continue to launch the business and not start a business. It's a difference when you launch it, and we're launching today.
Well, you know, Jacqueline sent me a message over the weekend that I got at 2 o'clock this morning, and she had me so excited and jacked out of my mind. It was hard for me to go back to sleep. So I was like, okay, I got to go back to sleep so I can get this information in the morning. And so when we went on our walk and we got in, we were even early on getting the broadcast up and ready and put it on mute and had the camera up and going. But let me just pass it over to Jacqueline and just let her share from a new agent, you know, concept. Because it's nothing like hearing about your peers and their experience of, you know, what's going on and how they're making, you know, thresholds and having epiphanies and, you know, having an aha moment. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Jacqueline. Jacqueline in Massachusetts. Jacqueline Smith in Massachusetts.
Thank you. Yes, well, as Dr. CeCe said, I've been meeting with my son, and he was actually over here last night studying for his exam, and so again answering questions for him. So, you know, as he's excited in getting going with his career, you know, and asking questions, you know, at some point I had to tell him, it's like, well, I can't tell you everything right now. Some of the things you have to experience, some of the things you have to go through yourself, and as you have those experiences, then it'll become more clear once you actually go through it. So we kind of got through that period, but I was also in a conference this weekend, and I have a business coach that was assisting me, and now that I have found this wonderful area in which to work, you know, my mind has been racing. You know, okay, want to do the final expense, and, you know, got to hit the small business owners is who I really connect and resonate with and, you know, work with so much. And it's like, so got to hit the final expense folks, got to hit the folks that have small businesses, and then, you know, got to hit the other folks and make sure that they understand their benefits. And then I was like, hold the boat. I need someone to rein me in to make sure that I'm working my strategy effectively, and I'm not just here, there, and everywhere and hitting things willy-nilly. I need a concrete, comprehensive strategy for being able to hit all of these markets that I would like to endeavor into, but not go too far off the track. So, you know, again, we've got so many products out there, you know, from, you know, homeowner protection and, you know, the government employees, the municipal employees and firefighters and policemen and things of that nature. It's really easy to get overwhelmed and really easy to try to do too much, just do too much and try to hit too many people. So even though we're already in a niche market, you can still cultivate a niche market from that niche market. So that was really an epiphany for me this weekend. And I'm just so excited about, you know, having that eye-opening experience. And it's not that I'm not going to offer the other products as they come along, as I speak with my customers, but that's not my primary focus. I have a primary focus group that I am going to market these services to, and then the other folks, you know, will come along as they do, but not trying to specifically target everyone in the world.
Absolutely.
That's so beautiful, because a lot of agents, new agents and new contracted agents really don't get that, because they're so focused on seeing, you know, Federal Employee Association, they were hooked over on that, but they've been working with business owners and everyday people, and it's like, we're like, okay, you have that's in your doctor's bag. So, you know, the FEA, the Federal Employee Association training, that's the advanced training. You know, let's get focused, let's get right where you are, let's bloom where you're already planted. You know, the individuals that you're already working with, your existing clients or your existing target market, you know, what do those people need? If they're business owners, they need a retirement. That beautiful plan that we have, that we offer to the federal government, in a way that you can share with that is the same benefits that we offer our federal employees. You have access to it.
Absolutely. That's incredible, because a doctor has a doctor's bag. When we look at it also, they have specialization going on too. They may have an ear, eye, nose specialist. They may have someone that deal with certain parts of the anatomy that's a specialist. And we want to make sure that the doctors send us to the right place. The right place is specialization. You can go over in the final expense platform, that's a specialization. Business owners, that's a specialization. The federal employee marketplace, that's a specialization. You become specialized in the particular area that you know about. You don't have to be overwhelmed with certain things. I think a lot of times when people look at this industry, they say, wow, federal employees, let's use that for a beacon. And I want to know federal employees. Well, it may be for you to work with business owners, people that's out there, that's plumbers, there's brick masons, there's hairstylists, that people got their own particular business. We want to make sure that information is dispensed in the area that you fit. You might have came out of a career set that deals with a certain marketplace of people. We have a lot of people that's in the medical industry and do well in talking about medical terminologies and things that makes a difference. I came out a little bit out of the military platform, so I know the military. I know how to move around that element. With that, you will never believe on what will come out of that element when you out there really pressing the flesh, belly to belly, making sure information is dispensed about the product that you have. So it's incredible that you got that, Jacqueline. I'm really excited for you, because a lot of people, I think they think on a different wavelength, and they're thinking they're trying to overcompensate the whole issue of the program. You don't have to overcompensate. You just got to know when to move. I didn't overcompensate when I talked to that mover on yesterday. I did the exact same thing. I just switched out Federal Employee Association and put the IEA and said you got the same benefits, and went in there, and I went right into the financial lifeline, because he needs a retirement plan.
Right.
Now, if I was talking to a senior that had a business, business, I would have said, here's the Independent Employee Association, probably with the Guaranteed Guardian program, because that person may be at an age that need more permanent insurance versus the lower amount with a modified whole life plan with the Financial Lifeline. You got to know what procedure to put out. Everybody's not on the same blood pressure medication. Some people taking a little Seropril, some people taking another type of medication. Everybody can't be given the same thing.
Some are on pills, some are on insulin.
Some are on pills, some are on insulin. That's maybe diabetics. We have to be able to diagnose, there it is, diagnose the problem with we dealing with people that are ill. People don't have protection. That means they are ill. So we have to take that ill condition, deficiency, and diagnose it with a guaranteed guardian if they're older. If they're older and need even more insurance and they're federal employee, they may need guaranteed guardian with the OBA wrapped around it. Not only that, they could be a firefighter and don't need whole life. They may need a group term policy with an annuity or rider around it. We have to diagnose the problem that they have out there. And a lot of people got problems for sure.
Yeah. If you don't have any type of plan set up, it's just a matter of time.
That's right.
It's not if, it's when.
It's when.
It's when. And then just like Jacqueline was talking about, GoFundMe is not the way. I mean, who wants to rely their family on their bills being paid for GoFundMe?
I know. And then they take 33% of that. Go figure. You give them 33% of the earnings because that's what GoFundMe charges. When they can have a perfectly good plan in place, a policy in place, and it's tax-free. You get every nickel of it. It's not charged. You're not taking 33% out. It goes directly to you in 24 hours. Wow, I'm excited because simply, this is crazy. You pay a monthly premium for a permanent policy or a term policy, and you might have paid for it for maybe a year. You may not have put in $1,000 in it, and they give you $50, $100, $75,000 back to you. Wow, this is crazy. I'm excited just to be able to produce this type of information.
Yeah, it allows a family, a wife and her children, to stay in the home if the husband was the breadwinner, or if the father is taking care of children, it allows those children to stay in the home if the mom transitioned on. I mean, it's just a beautiful benefit. But the problem that individuals are having, I'm not going to say no one, is a large percentage of individuals have not taken the time to invest in their family. They invest in their cars, their houses, their clothes, their hair, all of those things. And I mean, you take time to plan your weddings, to plan the time to get to go to college. You plan all of these things, but people tend to be fearful, for some unknown reason, to have a conversation about your final love letter. Or, insurance is not your granddaddy's insurance. Insurance now is also, people are outliving. I mean, they're living a lot longer. But, say, for example, a person who has worked in the office and they've been typing, and then for whatever reason, something happens to their hand and they can't, earn the income. Then, we have various disability plans, for the living benefit, or someone is contracted with a terminal disease, God forbid. We're just talking about cancer survivors. My mother, father, and my daughter had cancer. My daughter's a survivor. But I mean, you're diagnosed with one of those type of diseases. I mean, the company is going to issue you a check.
Okay. We live in a very, what I want to call it? I want to call it a tangible product world. Mm-hmm. People like cars, they like new suits, like new clothes, like to look a certain way. So that's the tangible. Right. We offer a non-tangible situation that you put it away in your drawer, and it's designed to do what it's supposed to do. It'll wake up out of that drawer for your family when something happens. Even if you have a business expense and you don't have a family, you don't want to leave that on your business partner. Your business partner may have invested over 50% with you in the business, and something happens, say a disability or say a death or whatever the case may be. That business owner is stuck with the idea to make up where that key man or key woman has left off at. So this is not your granddaddy insurance. This is your terminal, our critical, our chronic illnesses that go on out there in society. We need to make sure things are in place when it comes down to that. That's why I'm excited about the tangible versus the non-tangible. I used to say that in my presentation years ago. I say I offer a non-tangible product. It's going to wake up for you in cash. It's going to wake up for you down the road when you need it the most. The car, when you drive it off the lot, it loses value when you drive it off the lot. At that particular time, you may have paid $10,000, but nowadays it's $30,000 or more. If you pay $30,000 for a car, when you drive it off the lot, the Blue Book depreciates that car, so it loses value. The only thing that really gives non-tangible value normally is things like long-term investment, like in an insurance policy. And the beautiful thing about it is the proceeds are tax-free. Tax-free. And the tax codes, the certain tax codes that's out there, allow the consumer to be able to put money in those vehicles and not be touched or either taxed, because it's the 7702 tax code that the government put in place over 60 years ago for insurance policies. This is not the same as it was 20 years ago. This is a new development that's there, that's making a difference in today's society, that we can put money there, have money there, and have it tax-free. Live in the now. That's what I always say. It's something we're going to do. We're going to always do. We're going to have to pay taxes, and eventually we're going to pass away. But now, due to advances in healthcare, medicine, and technology, people are living longer. The mortality tables have changed from 85 to 120 now. So people are living longer. We got more centurions, they call them centurions, that's around in today's society than ever before. Remember the guy that used to come on the news? His name was Willard, and he used to announce the centurions that came on there, and it was just maybe a handful, maybe 8, 9, 10 people. Well, Willard don't do that no more, because he said it's just too many centurions that's out there. People are living a long time, and they're living a long time largely because they're healthy, they're doing things with their body to make it more healthier, and that's a great thing. But at the same time, they have things that they have to have in place. Let's look at this idea. Here's an angle. Retirement is not like it used to be. It's only a couple of ladders out there that you can retire in today. Once upon a time in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, and in the early 80s, you had a retirement system. They'll give you a gold watch when you did 25, 30 years, and you had that gold watch, and that company provided a pension plan. Well, in today's society, it's no more pension plans. And why do people go to jobs every day just over broke? That's what job stands for. They go to the just over broke job, and they go there to be able to have benefits. They go to a job to get medical insurance. They go to a job to get life insurance. And a lot of people don't have benefits anymore. We provide the solutions to the illnesses that's out there in society. America is a big situation that they have in a big ill situation, right, Dr. CeCe? Because
Absolutely.
we talked about this, I think, the other day, the importance of making sure people's situations are solved. And we can reach down in our medical bags and pull out the prescription and the solution to the problem that's out there.
You know, as a new agent, you want to really, you're already comfortable with talking to people. I mean, you have that. So for anyone who is listening on demand, you have to get comfortable with talking to people and asking questions. You know, that's one of the skill sets of a coach. You're asking questions. You're helping that individual get from point A to point B. depending on where their point B is. So we have something that's called a, we have like a profile sheet, like a, what are those surveys called?
Survey sheet. It's a profile.
Like if they have asthma or diabetes, what's that sheet
questionnaire.
called? We have a questionnaire. We have a questionnaire. We also have a profile sheet that I like, and I think is really good for new agents to get in the custom of gathering information when you're sitting with the client. And I recommend that you have a 2-part appointment, especially on the front end. Now, will there be times that you go in and you seal the deal?
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of those. But at the beginning, it makes sense to go in with your profile sheet. You find out, oh, they have asthma, then get them to fill out an asthma questionnaire. If they have diabetes, get them to fill out a diabetes.
Or if they use tobacco.
Or tobacco questionnaire. And so from there, have your yellow pad with you and just sit down with them and ask them, because those that ask the questions are the ones that are in control of the appointment.
Absolutely.
Okay. So sitting there with them and sharing, well, what type of benefits do you have? Oh, I don't have anything. Oh my goodness. So then, start painting a picture. You have this great business. Do you have a key person that's working with you? Yes. So, what happens if that person goes away? What's going to happen? Or what happens if you can't work? What's going to happen with your wife? I saw those beautiful children, those pictures on your desk. What happens with them? So paint those various pictures for them and see what they say, and then take really good notes. Because then what you can do is you can get in contact with us on Voxer and let us know what has transpired with that client. And then we can help you strategize to put a plan together for them. Because right now, you got all these products everywhere, and you don't know where to put them.
Absolutely. And a lot of times you can go fishing, not to cut you off, but a lot of times you can go fishing. When I go to a person's home, I'm actually putting a hook in the water. And I ask various questions. I ask them about their career set, how much